Welcome to the Jongets Games teaser for Northern Pacific. In this video, I'll be giving you a brief overview of what the game is like to play, and if you'd like to learn more about it, then please check out the tutorial video that I made where I teach all of the rules while the game is being played. You can find a link to that tutorial in the description of this video. Now, Northern Pacific is a 3 to 6 player game that usually takes around 60 minutes to play, and it puts each of the players in the role of an investor in the northwestern part of the United States. At this time, the Northern Pacific Rail Line is being constructed from Minneapolis all the way out to Seattle in the west, and there are a ton of towns that this railroad line could go through. Now, the way the game works is on your turn, you will either lay some railroad track down, or you could place an investment cube down into a city that the track has not actually met yet. Now, players want to invest in cities that will end up being connected to the Northern Pacific Rail Line, because when that happens, you will get even more of these investment cubes, which are the way you win the game. Now, unfortunately, if you place a cube down into a city that the rail line passes by, then you do not get that back, and it is actually going to cost you points at the end of each round. Now, what this means is there are shared incentives in this game because multiple players can invest in single cities. So that means multiple players might be trying to get the train to go in one direction while other players are trying to get it to go in another. At the same time that's happening, yet another player might want both of those cities to be connected, and all of the players around the table are trying to make the train go where they want it to. But of course, you want to invest your cubes and you want your opponents to lay the track down in the direction that you want. So this is not so much a negotiation game as it is a game where you're trying to get into the heads of your opponents, trying to figure out what they are going to do based off of the options that you give them, based off of the decisions that you make on your own turn. Now, every time the rail line reaches Seattle, you will score up the cubes in front of you as good investments and the cubes still on the map as bad investments, and then you will reset and do it again. After you do that 3 times, the player who has made the most good investments over the course of the entire game will be the winner. So once again, this is all about getting into the mindsets and heads of your opponents as you try to eke out tiny advantages for yourself, as everyone is trying to build this single line of track from Minneapolis all the way out to Seattle. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, I have made a tutorial video for this game where I teach all of the rules while it's being played, and if you'd like to learn more, then please check out that tutorial.